Hey there, back of the cereal box people. I'm Kelly Guentner, and I took my cameras to C2E2 last weekend and met a few people, and here are the results. I think you'll enjoy them. I certainly had a blast, and I hope you enjoy watching these as much as I enjoyed interviewing these awesome people. So be sure to check out the interviews and follow all these people on social media because they are amazing. Hey there, cereal boxers. I'm Kelly Guentner, and I am here with Don of the Doctor Strange Archive. How are you doing today, Don?
Outstanding. How about you?
Wonderful. So my first question is, what's your favorite breakfast cereal?
My favorite breakfast cereal, even though I don't eat breakfast cereal, has got to probably be Captain Crunch.
It's a good choice, good choice. All right, so tell me about this wonderful window behind us.
So this is the Vishanti window. It's comes off the symbol from the Vishanti in Doctor Strange. It's also known as the Window of the Worlds in the comic books. And it's in the Sanctum Sanctorum. That's where most people will notice it from. In the Marvel movies and in the comic books, it's in Doctor Strange's Sanctum. And then the altar that's in front of it is actually from the movie. That's from Kamar-Taj, where he gets his training with the Eye of Agamotto, where he first sees it and is introduced to the Eye of Agamotto.
And you built this, correct?
Yes, I've got one of the largest Doctor Strange collections in the world, and one thing I like doing is also building props. So I've built actually a couple versions of this window. This one's foam, so it's easy to transport, and I've also got a hardwood steam bent one that's at home that takes up one whole wall of my house. So I like the props also, and I'm a builder. I like building and making things, so yeah.
So how long have you been building things?
Forever, since I was a kid. Yep. Doesn't matter. It's Star Wars. I'd make toilet paper dioramas with toilet paper rolls and paper towels. And then as you get older and have access to more money, you can build funner things and bigger things. And so I've always been a maker since I was a kid. Yeah.
Love it. And what about Doctor Strange appeals to you?
So Doctor Strange was really my first comic book love. It was really I enjoy the characters that have to work for their powers and they're not born with their powers. So, Tony Stark's, Iron Man, things like that, where they have to spend years of their life to become smart or to build things, or like in Doctor Strange, where literally he has to spend decades and hundreds of years to get good at what he does. Those are always my favorite type of characters, yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today. I hope you have a great con.
Thank you, you too. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey there, Breakfast Clubbers. Kelly Guentner here. I am at C2E2 with Chad and Amanda.
Yeah, Chad and Amanda. That's me.
How are you doing?
I'm great. It's early, and I am actually doing pretty good. I've had plenty of coffee. I am literally running on caffeine.
Always the way to go. So, since it's early, this is an appropriate question. What's your favorite breakfast cereal?
My favorite breakfast cereal right now is probably Life. It sounds so boring, but it's so good. But you gotta eat it quick because then it gets really soggy in the middle, which I don't like.
I hate the soggy cereal.
I like crunchy cereal, and I would have to go with probably peanut butter crunch as far as like favorite non-sog cereal, but that also, it's a little too much sugar for me in the morning. So Life is good. Life is good.
Life is good.
I like that.
All right, so how long have you been cosplaying for?
I've been cosplaying for almost 10 years. Next year will be my 10-year anniversary, and I tend to celebrate it. I don't know doing what, but I will.
Well, happy 10-year anniversary early.
Thanks. Thank you.
And today I am fangirling because you're Evie from The Mummy, which is like the best. It's the world's most perfect movie.
It honestly is a perfect movie. There's nothing wrong. The chemistry between Evie and Rick is just palpable. Everyone in there is hot as
Yes. So show off your book, please.
Okay, which one? This one? Okay. So this is Book of the Dead. This is the Book of the Dead. I made it completely out of foam and thermoplastic called Fibra. That's what these little birdie heads are. So if you get close, you can kind of see they're kind of like smizing, and they look a little worse for wear. But everything was done, and the details were done on my Cricut.
Oh,
yeah, so
wow.
All of the hieroglyphs that you see were cut out by a digital design that I have that I put through my Cricut and was able to score with my Cricut. Nice. And then it came out and I just hit it with a heat gun and the details popped, and that's how I got them. So none of this is by hand because that would have been a nightmare.
Nice. Here, show it off for the camera. Awesome. And what brings you to C2E2? Where are you from originally?
I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm here guesting as a guest of the convention, so I get to judge the costume contest today, and I'm here at my booth just meeting all of you guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with me, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you so much.
I'm here with Hamon Red. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing peachy keen, and yourself?
Very good. So, my first question, this is very important. What is your favorite breakfast cereal?
I mean, I'm kind of. It depends on the what stage of life, but let's say you can't go wrong with a cinnamon toast crunch or some Trix, but or like some Oops All berries, you know.
Excellent, excellent. So, tell me a little bit about your art. How did you get into this?
I basically just want to do something different that pops out. I originally was designing boxes because people just leave stuff on my table all the time, and then it just went out of control. You know, just got to make stuff for everybody. And I just like to make people laugh and feel nostalgic and stuff, you know?
Which fits right in with our channel. So, I love that. Do you have a favorite superhero property or geek property?
I have a very soft spot for the comic book industry. That's what I grew up with. So yeah, like I'd say the Marvels, the DCs, but also anime. You can't go wrong with anime. But yeah, I mean, you have fun with everything, no?
I agree. So what brings you to Chicago? Are you local or?
No, Tucson, Arizona. What brings me is the people, the fun, the events, the experiences, the weather. It's great. Because in Arizona it's so hot, and over here it's cool, like a cucumber. I'm into it. I love it.
Nobody's frying an egg on the sidewalk here.
You don't know. You don't fry eggs. You burn them. You burn them over there. It's terrible, horrible.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with me today. It was nice to meet you.
It was my pleasure.
Hey, Cereal Boxers, Kelly Guentner at C2E2 with Jesse Alcloser of Customers with a Cause. How are you doing, Jesse?
Fantastic.
Wonderful. All right, so what's your favorite breakfast cereal?
Breakfast cereal, let's say Frosted Flakes.
Awesome, good choice. Okay, so tell us about Customers with a Cause.
All right, so Customers with the Cause, we do charity work all year round. We do Make-A-Wish, Ronald McDonald House, Shriners Hospital, you name it, we're there for the kids, literally all year round. Princesses, superheroes, charity all year round. We really do a great job with the kids.
Oh, I love it. And how did you get into that, and how long have you been doing it?
Wow, let me see. I've been cosplaying at least 20 years. I used to run a comic book store. I met some of my people here, and they're like, hey, join up, and that's kind of how it took off. Just keep working on the superhero costumes. I'm more superhero and sci-fi. We let the girls do the princesses, right?
Yes.
But today I'm kind of, a little more wigged up today, a little less clothing, but it's all good. We have fun here.
Today you're basically a Disney prince superhero.
Yes, we are. We're one big happy family here. We really are.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me.
Absolutely, love. Thank you.
Great. Hey, I'm Kelly Guentner with Back of the Cereal Box, and I am here with Dylan of Comic Sandwiches. And as you can see behind me, this is the craft work that they do. So, hi, Dylan. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. So, first question, what's your favorite breakfast cereal?
Favorite breakfast cereal? Reese's Puffs.
Excellent choice. So, tell us a little bit about your business here.
Yeah, so we started Grayson started Comic Sandwiches about 6 years ago to pay for college. And it started out just as his own thing, making metal shields for himself. And then people were like, hey, I want you to build me a shield. And so he started growing, and it became making all these different shields you see here, making batarangs, making wall art, and it's kind of blossomed into this, from just paying for college into a real full-fledged business. So
That is really awesome. And what brings you to C2E2? Are you local?
we're actually based out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So we came here because it's the closest big Comic-Con that we can attend, and we always get really good feedback here. So
Very cool. And what is your favorite superhero?
I am really partial to Moon Knight. I think he's really cool. So
Are you looking forward to the TV series?
I'm looking forward to it very much. Oscar Isaac's incredible, so yeah.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. All right. Hey, Serial Boxers. Kelly Guentner here at C2E2 with Phil Hester. How you doing, Phil?
Great. Good to be here.
Wonderful. Okay. First off, a silly question. What's your favorite cereal?
I think it's probably Life cereal, because that could follow me from childhood to adulthood and still be my number one cereal.
Excellent. Okay, so that's 2 for Life this morning.
Oh, awesome.
We have agreed that life is good. All right. So, you promised me off camera a story about creating Speedy Mia Dearden. So, yeah.
Right after we created Speedy and Green Arrow, we went to San Diego. And so I got in the cab at the airport in San Diego and had him pull me straight up to the convention. And I pulled up to the curb, and as you know, if you've been to San Diego, there's people just lined up outside the building forever. Pulled up to the curb and got out of the cab, and literally the first person I saw was a Mia Dearden Speedy cosplayer in the costume that I designed. She's the very first person I saw in San Diego. But you can't really, I couldn't really say anything to her without looking like a total perv. I jump out of a cab and say, I created you. You know, you can't do that. So I just kind of made a mental note and moved on.
Oh, I love that so much. So, of all your years in comics, do you have a favorite character to write and draw?
Oh, that's tough to answer, because I think what I call my favorite characters to write are characters I haven't written yet. So, like, I'd really like a crack at writing, like, the Fantastic Four or Ragman, just characters that I read since I was a kid that I was into. Probably my favorite to draw, I'm lucky that I've gotten to draw many times, and that's Swamp Thing. So, like, I've had multiple cracks at drawing Swamp Thing, and it's always been a blast. It's the only thing that I drew it for 3 years early in my career, and it's the only thing that I drew that long that I'd be willing to go back to.
Swamp Thing's really a cool, underrated character, I think.
Yeah,
so.
and he's fun to draw because you can mess up and it's still on model.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. It was wonderful to meet you. You're one of my comic heroes, so awesome. I appreciate you.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you. All right. Hey there, back of the Serial Box crew. I'm Kelly Guentner, and I'm here with legend Chris Claremont. How are you doing today, Chris?
So far, so good.
Good. So the first question is the most important one. What's your favorite breakfast cereal?
I guess porridge.
Fair. All right. So getting into the actual questions, why do you think X-Men still resonates today?
Literally, it suggests a linkage between the characters and the printed stories and the audience. It's a way of the audience seeing people who reflect their lives and their concerns, and perhaps even helps them find a way to answer questions about themselves, about their relationship to life.
I agree. And last night you were talking about your ideas for bringing the X-Men into the Marvel Universe about Black Panther 2.
Oh, you're talking about movie universe.
Oh, sorry. The MCU, yes. Okay, do you care to repeat that a little bit about your Black Panther 2 idea for...
Well, I mean, everything is so different now than last night. I wish, heartbreakingly, the best answer would be find a way to resurrect Chadwick Boseman. At this point, from all the news about not only the passing of Mr. Boseman, but the release from her contract, I guess, of Siri, the actress playing Siri, the studio has lost everybody who is at the core. Yeah. So whatever they're going to do now, they have to find a way to figure it out. Whether that means recasting one or both, or starting with something completely different, no one knows at this point. The challenge, obviously, is with Chadwick Boseman, you had an actor of extraordinary ability and more importantly, extraordinary cinematic charisma. You, as an audience, you looked at him on screen and was like, wow, this guy is cool. Whoever is tasked with taking his place, Cliche has a huge role to fill, and finding that person is, well, I guess it's where casting directors earn their money.
Yes.
But it is a huge fingers crossed, because you might think the actor works well in the context of the film, but whether that actor, male or female, resonates with the audience is a totally different question. Whether the audience accepts whoever is pitched out to them is a whole different thing. I've made creative decisions in the comic that I knew or felt were right for the character and for my vision of the character, yet the reading audience had bonded with a totally different perception, and we got into a fight. I mean, this is why my work on Exiles didn't last long, because I thought I was doing really cool stuff, but the audience wanted what they'd been reading for 100 issues. And I figured I would attract new audience. I turned out to be wrong. So we are in unknown country. And, I'm sure they're having lots of meetings and lots of concerns on the left coast, and we'll see what happens next.
Agreed. So what do you have coming up next that readers can look for?
In February, I have
X-Men Legends.
X-Men Legends number 12. It's a one-part Nightcrawler story, which bridges the gap between the X-Men issue where Kitty finds out about the death of the X-Men in Fall of the Mutants and tells Nightcrawler, as they are both recovering from almost dying in that conflict, and the beginning of Excalibur. And then after that is a miniseries focused on Gambit, about which at this point I'll say little more than that. It should be enough.
Excellent. Now, I know...
Sorry. But it's by a really, really, really cool artist. And you should check it. You'll learn more as we move past the new year, but it's definitely a cool... I like it, and I hope you will too.
Oh, I'm sure I will. So, I know it's like choosing a favorite child. Do you have a favorite X-Men?
My stock answer is, who's yours?
Rogue. Jean Grey is second.
I might be more inclined to reverse it, but, But Rogue with powers, without powers, powers under control, powers not under control.
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say I'll take Rogue any way I can get her. That sounds terrible, but I love her. I think struggling with her powers, though, resonates most to me.
Oh, me too, but that's just me. I find Rogue really cool. But she can also be a really nasty pain in the ass, because she did grow up as part of Mystique and Destiny's crew. Even though she's a hero now,
Yes.
it's all there. And who knows what the future will bring.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. This has been excellent. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend.
The pleasure was mine. Thank you very much.
Thank you.